Now we have this question number 4, part C of Inter CA May 23 attempt question paper. It is an updated return under section 139.8a, but there are two parts. First one is on updated return and second one is on a normal filing of return of income, which is on section 139.1. This question was asked for 4 marks. Okay, what is the time limit? First part, what is the time limit within which an updated return can be filed? And second part of this, also enumerate the circumstances in which updated return cannot be furnished. Two things. What is the time limit to file updated return? Updated return is governed by section 139 subsection 8a. This is newly introduced from AY 23-24. It is on amendment. The answer is as per 139.8a, updated return introduced by Finance Act 2022 AY 22-20 with retrospective effect from AY 22-23. It was introduced for this year but introduced with retrospective effect from last year. You don't need to mention all these bracketed wordings. It says any person may furnish an updated return within 24 months from the end of the relevant assessment year, irrespective of whether return of income was furnished earlier or not for that particular relevant assessment year. In a prescribed form, form number U, you don't need to remember the form number, nor are you expected to reproduce the same in the exam after paying additional tax under section 140B. However, question is not asking about all these things. You can just simply mention that time limit is 24 months from the end of the relevant assessment year. That's it. Second part, 3 situations under which updated return is not allowed to be filed. Which are these 3 circumstances? In case if the updated return is a return of loss, or in case if the effect of the updated return has the effect of decreasing the total tax liability as compared to original tax liability computed as per earlier return filed under section 139.1, that is regular return, or under 139.4 belated return, or 139.5 revised return. Simply, if the updated return is a return of loss, or it reduces the previous tax liability, or it results in refund, or it increases the refund as compared to earlier return filed under 139.1, 139.4 or 139.5, if you recollect, then updated return cannot be filed. Now, second part of the question, which is an optional question, it says a person other than a company or a firm who is otherwise not required to furnish the return of income will have to furnish the return of income, needs to furnish the return of income, provided he fulfill certain conditions which are prescribed. Enumerate means describe or write those conditions. Question is on conditions which a person other than a company or a firm is required to fulfill to furnish the return of income. If he is otherwise not required to furnish the return, that means as per 139.1 section, this is a question on regular return. As per 139.1, every company and partnership firm is required to furnish the return of income, but other than firm or a company, other people are required to furnish only if they fulfill certain conditions. What are these conditions given in 139.1? So it says every person other than company or a firm who is not required but who during the previous year fulfills any of these conditions. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 conditions, and few more conditions were introduced by virtue of Rule 12AB, which many people might be unaware of. This was by way of income tax rules, Rule 12AB, introduced on 21st April 22 after beginning of the current previous year, financial year 22-23. So many people would not be aware of that. First 3 conditions were already existing. Any person other than company or firm who has deposited an amount exceeding 1 crore rupees in any current account, whether by way of cash or otherwise, in any current account exceeding 1 crore rupees, or incurred an expenditure exceeding 2 lakh rupees on travel to foreign country, or he has incurred an expenditure exceeding 1 lakh rupees towards electricity consumption. 1, 2 and 3, these were the original 3 conditions. There were 4 conditions introduced, 1, 2, 3, 4. Anybody who does any of these 4 will also be required to furnish IT return compulsorily. Person who is carrying on business and his sales, gross receipt or turnover from business exceeded 60 lakh rupees during the financial year, or a professional person whose professional gross receipt exceeded 10 lakh rupees during the financial year. Business class person exceeding 60 lakhs, professional person exceeding 10 lakh rupees, or the person who has TDS or TCS, tax deducted at source or tax collected at source, during the previous year is 25,000 rupees or more than 25,000 rupees. But if that person is a resident senior citizen, then if the TDS plus TCS is 50,000 or more instead of 25,000. And last, person who has deposited, that is individual HUF who have deposited 50 lakh rupees or more than 50 lakh rupees during previous year in aggregate in one or more savings bank account, whether deposited in cash or otherwise. So original condition was that that person who has deposited, first condition if you recollect, deposited exceeding 1 crore in current account. For current account it is 1 crore, and here it is savings account, last point, savings account 50 lakhs or more. Here it is exceeding 1 crore, here it is equal to or greater than 50 lakh rupees. There's a difference of sign and plus the difference of amount, 1 crore, here it is 50 lakh. Current account, savings account, whether in cash or otherwise, cash or otherwise. Other conditions you remember. There are of course few more conditions also, that person who is ROR and he has got signing authority for any account outside India, or he holds any asset outside India, including any financial interest in any asset. All these conditions I don't think so are required, because this is a question worth only 4 marks. So if you see part 1 updated return has basically only 4 points. First point, time limit 24 months and 3 situations. So 1 mark for this and 3 marks for this, totaling to 4 marks. Similarly for this second part, optional question also, there should be only 4 points. But if you see here, only 1, 2, 3 and plus 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 7 points. So 7 points and 4 marks, that's not good enough. So however, institute has asked this question this way, assuming that most people will opt for updated return wala part, so that time can be saved. With that, this question comes to an end. See you in the next video.